Hello and welcome back to Bookish. Today I want to do a tag because it's Tag Tuesday and I kind of ran out of time, so I'm back in the truck to do another video. Hopefully this one will go well. I don't think I've ever tried to do have I done a tag video from the truck? I don't remember. Anyway, this is one of the tags Steve Donoghue created by weaponizing somebody else's video. The video was from Claudia from Spinster's library, and it was 10 things I learned from BookTube or something like that. Anyway, he turned it into the BookTube side effects tag, and there are 10 prompts, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with prompt number 1. Have you ever received hate comments, trolling comments, creepy comments? I watched Jay Shea's video doing this tag this morning. Good job, Jay. And like he pointed out, as a guy, creepy comments probably aren't going to come up. Every once in a while I get a kind of a hate comment, maybe not a hate comment, but people who disagree with me in what seem like to me be slightly over aggressive terms. That may not be fair. I might be a little too sensitive. There was, you know, a video I did over the summer which garnered a lot of negative attention, and for a while I've had a whole lot of thumbs downers, I think related to that, show up on my channel just to give me the thumbs down, which is fine. You're certainly entitled to register your opinion. Prompt number 2, scam emails. No, I hardly ever even check the email account associated with my BookTube channel, so no scam emails. Prompt number 3, pushy authors. No pushy authors. I've never been contacted by an author, as far as I know, because of my BookTube channel, but then again, I hardly ever check my email. Prompt number 4, fear of missing out. Absolutely. You know, I've been on BookTube for just a little bit more than a year, and I still haven't gotten over the feeling that if I'm not doing all the monthly challenges, all the read-alongs, that somehow I'm missing out. I've kind of gotten control of that a little bit better. I didn't do quite as much ShakeTube this year as I did the first year, things like that. Instead of actually trying to participate full, you know, bloodedly in all the read-alongs, I have a tendency just to pick up 1 or 2 books that go with the read-along. An exception, of course, being Victober, which started today, which I loved last year, and I'm going way overboard this year, probably filling my TBR with way more books that I'm ever going to get to. But I like all that stuff. I do feel like I'm missing out. Now, I don't really feel like I'm missing out on new release books so much, even though Marlon James' Black Leopard, Red Wolf, I did kind of feel like I wanted to go out and buy that and read it. Number 1, because I hadn't read Marlon James, and number 2, because it seemed like a book that a lot of people were already talking about, so I was interested in it for that reason. Problem number 5, is it hard to explain BookTube to your friends, family? Well, outside of my family, nobody knows really that I have a BookTube channel. There are very few people who know that are my friends. There are a couple of reasons for this. First, I got started in YouTube by having a fishing channel, which I still have, and I made some good friends over there, and I still make fishing videos over there. But that fishing channel was the brainchild that I had, kind of joking around with some of my students in class one day about how I was going to become a YouTube millionaire by making a fishing channel, and I would retire on my YouTube money. And my students, you know, prompted me to do it, and so I did. Well, what that means is that my students know that I have a fishing channel, and some of my subscribers to my fishing channel are in fact my students. I don't think they watch my videos very much, but this place here on BookTube is to me a little bit more private, where I get to kind of share thoughts and ideas. And it's not that I'm embarrassed by my thoughts or ideas, but if you dealt with 16 to 17-year-olds on a daily basis, you would, or at least I do, want to limit the amount of personal material they know about me to a certain extent, and so I try to keep them from off my Twitter account. And I try to not let raise awareness of my BookTube channel through Twitter, because I don't want those connections to be made for my students. Not that they're not, 99.5% wonderful people who it is a great privilege to get to teach, but it's just a privacy thing for me. So very few people outside of my family know that I have a BookTube channel. Prompt 6, BookTube categories. This is like how we categorize the different kinds of reading we have, and to be honest with you, I like it. I like setting a TBR. I know some people find it restrictive, but apparently those people feel obligated to keep their promises, and I don't. I like setting a TBR and then giving myself goals to read. I'm kind of a deadline-oriented person, and so having that TBR pushes me to read certain books at a certain time and to keep up my pace in my reading, which I might fall behind on. Otherwise, I've done 3 buddy reads now with Lukash, with Sean, the Book Maniac, Lukash from Totally Pretentious, and Britta Bowler, and that's just been so much fun. Really like that. Done some read-alongs. I did the first 3 books of the Thomas Covenant, the Unbeliever series, as a read-along. I hosted a read-along of William Faulkner's Light in August. I enjoyed both those experiences. So to me, those things are just added fun in terms of reading, and I like both of those, or all those things, immensely so far. Prompt 7, has BookTube changed the way you read? Absolutely. I think this is a fairly common answer, but it does make me read more critically. I have probably reading more in depth, looking for themes, paying more attention to writing, paying more attention to things that a specific piece of literature may be referencing. I definitely do pay more attention to what I read, and I think I read more critically, which I think is a good thing. Prompt number 8 is new skills. Did you learn any new skills associated with doing your BookTube channel? And again, since I had the fishing channel first, most of what the skills I needed to do BookTube, I already had. Learned how to edit, add music, add graphics, put pictures in, those kind of things I'd already learned. I do think that one of the things that BookTube has helped me do is to kind of help me organize my thoughts, and maybe to speak a little bit more clearly, even though to be honest with you, I've kind of in the beginning, when I started making BookTube videos, I really carefully edited and tried to take out all the uhs and long pauses and mistakes. And if I had, Jay Shea mentioned this too, that if I had sentence fragments where I got distracted and went off on a tangent or thought something and mentioned it, then I would edit those things out. I have a tendency not to do those things anymore because I'm more confident. I do since I'm a teacher, I talk to groups of people for a living, and so in terms of public speaking, and Jay argued this isn't public speaking, and I think that's true. In terms of public speaking, I don't think it's necessarily been a skill that I've learned. Maybe just to be more organized and think about those things more thoughtfully. Prompt number 9 is, have you been inspired by BookTube, made new discoveries, new authors? And absolutely, that's true. Number 1, Victober was just a revelation to me. And I think I mentioned that I'm really looking forward to my Victober TBR, which I'm going to start on today. But I found new authors. Since I was talking about Victober, Elizabeth Gaskell is an author that I'd never even heard of before I got on BookTube. Thinking of others, Marlon James, Jesmyn Ward. These are a few of the new to me authors that I discovered because of BookTube. Also, I read a lot more books by non-white male authors than I used to. I think I fell into the trap of just kind of reading, 20th century American author classics. And if you look at things that I talk about and authors I reference, a lot of them are, male 20th century American authors who we consider to be classic authors, though Steve Donoghue may disagree with me. And I kind of fell into that trap, and without intending to, I'd kind of restricted my reading to white male authors. You know, I'd read Toni Morrison, and I'd read other authors before BookTube, but BookTube's really inspired me to read more books by women, and also to read more widely in terms of LGBTQ, which I'm looking forward to doing during Pride Month next year. So yeah, there's been some definite inspiration and influence there. Prompt 10 is the BookTube community, and what do I think about it? Well, it's been almost nothing but great for me. I've made actual friends, which is hard to do with people that you don't actually physically meet, but I made actual friends. In fact, too many to list. I think that one of the things that I have recognized about me just in the last couple of days in the comment section on other people is that I am somewhat defensive of my YouTube friends, and I'm likely to defend their work and their opinions from trolls and others. And you know, the great thing I think about BookTube is that even though we don't all agree on everything, that for the most part we get along really well, and we accept these differences, and we respect each other for having these differences, which is a great thing. And the BookTube community has been almost nothing but supportive, and I really appreciate it, and I've really enjoyed my time on BookTube as a result. So I guess if we're talking about side effects for me in terms of BookTube, they've all been positive. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and as always, thank you for watching.